Hello, everyone. Our topic for today is, as a leader, why should you make the effort to be more empathetic?
It seems clear that it does take some effort. It takes some time to make, to be empathetic with people instead of just imposing your ideas or your perspective. Why should you bother to find out where they're coming from, and why should you bother to listen to them? Maybe it seems obvious, but it's also true that business is very fast moving, and a lot of times it seems like it's not something we can invest in. But if you don't invest in taking the time to be empathetic with your people, then you're going to destroy your culture. If you don't make an effort to see them and hear them and understand them, then they can start to go into a defensive posture. And when people are defensive, they kind of believe like they're on their own. They have to be on guard all the time. They need to protect themselves, and they need to protect their own interests. So it's a mindset that's very much in survival mode, everyone for themselves. And this is not the way to create a positive team feeling.
No, that's true. And a positive team creating, you do that a lot by being empathetic. And it allows people to feel safe in the work environment, that they have the feeling that they can say whatever they want to say, that they won't be judged for it, and that their opinion matters. Because if you know that your opinion doesn't matter, then why would you tell your opinion, and why would you be open? Because you don't have the feeling someone is listening. And in a safe space, people will admit mistakes also sooner. So if they tell you about it, then you can act on it, you can solve the problems, and you can look on how to prevent them in the future. And it also opens the door for everyone to start exploring what are the possibilities to different subjects. Because with more people, you know more, and the solutions you might find will be more creative and more inspired than if it's only coming from one person. So if you add up all those things, productivity will improve enormously.
Absolutely. It's really worth the investment. You get a huge return back. Just helping people feel safe and listen to, and also just you get more ideas that way. Of course, it makes a lot of sense. And then when we're able to make decisions together, at least to some degree, then of course the people who are participating, your team, are going to feel more of a commitment to following through, right, on whatever the decision was. So they're going to be more bought in to the decision. In fact, you're going to come to solutions much faster, and then you're going to get your results faster because people are committed. They're taking the actions that you've decided on. And everyone's pulling together as a team, so everyone is moving in the same direction. It also helps you avoid misunderstandings, right?
Yeah.
And the fact is, when we feel like we're being heard, then we're more willing to hear each other, right? And when we don't feel heard, sometimes we end up repeating ourselves or just getting entrenched in our opinions and repeating them and just getting stuck in that. So whenever you can create an atmosphere where people are feeling heard, then you have a lot more harmony, a lot more agility. Again, it's going to save you time in the end, right? Your company is going to be more able to respond quickly to changes, to challenges. And this is really important, especially now in times of uncertainty.
Yeah, I'm also convinced of that. And it's not only being heard, it's also that they understand what you're feeling, what your perspective is. And as a leader, it doesn't mean that you have to agree to everything, but it's important that you see where they're coming from. And having that acknowledgement may be enough to be able of making decisions together and go forward.
Yeah, I agree. That's really important. It's not that if you're taking the time to be empathetic, it doesn't mean that you agree with them necessarily. It doesn't mean that, everyone has, is right about everything. It just means to take the time to treat them as a human being,
Yeah, and when you have all the information and all the perspectives, then you still can make an active decision on what actions to take. And it will be more supported by the team. And as you said, they will be more committed on doing what was decided.
Absolutely. And so as this process evolves, you'll see that when people are feeling heard and seen all the time, then it creates a feeling of loyalty, right? Loyalty to the company and to the mission. It helps people stay motivated. It helps them be engaged, right? And it just helps to bring up morale and keep it high in the company, which is so crucial. I think everyone kind of realizes that. Now, if we don't have that, again, as Nancy said earlier, if you don't want to hear my opinion, if you're not going to listen to me, then why should I do it? Why should I tell you anything? Why should I participate? Why should I even listen half the time? I'm going to do what I think I have to do, but why should I bother giving all my, my commitments, all of my effort? Why should I stay engaged? I'm just not going to care after a while. I'm going to do the minimum again. And so what happens is people just don't bring all the value that they could bring to the company, and they could just stop contributing, or they leave, or even worse.
Yeah, that's true. So if we make a conclusion for our topic today, as a leader, why should you make the effort to be more empathic? Yeah, being more empathic will create a culture where people feel safe, and it will create a positive culture, and you will find more and better solutions to problems when you find them together, and there will be more harmony and agility. And as a result of that, not only the relationships between colleagues will improve, but the productivity will improve as well. And people will be more committed and motivated. So the question is, why wouldn't you?
Absolutely. Such a win-win. It's great.
If you have comments on this, please note us, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.